Welcome to Health Education. This is the last lesson for health education for the third quarter. Still, we will be talking about disease prevention and control, focusing on communicable diseases. To review, communicable diseases are transmissible diseases, nakakahawang sakit. And the most popular of all communicable diseases today is the COVID-19 disease. Coronavirus is the pathogen or the one causing the disease. It is called corona because it has tentacles or spikes that are crown-like. The coronavirus is not a new pathogen. It is a respiratory tract disease-causing virus. To date, there are 7 types of coronavirus. The first 4 are common, which causes our usual colds and cough. The fifth coronavirus is what we all know as the MERS-CoV or the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. The sixth is the SARS-CoV or the Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome. And now the seventh one is the novel coronavirus we call COVID-19. It was called novel before because it was new. Novel means new. But after some time, they erased the word novel. Let's have a short history of the disease. It was December 31, 2019, when the World Health Organization in China was informed about a case of pneumonia of unknown cause detected in Wuhan City. When the WHO investigated on this, they determined that the cause of the disease is not something that they know about. But it was January 12, 2020, when China shared the information about the disease with the world to be able to have other scientists take a look at the genetic sequence and labeled it as 2019 nCov. But because of frequent travel of people from all over the world, the virus has spread from one country to another. It was on January 30, 2020, when WHO declared the outbreak as a public health emergency of international concern. And the first 2 cases of COVID-19 in the Philippines was that of a Chinese couple taking a vacation in our country. Let us now have an in-depth understanding of COVID-19 through its chain of infection. Do you remember this from our previous lesson? Let's talk about it one by one. The pathogen that is causing COVID-19, as what I said earlier, is the coronavirus, while the reservoir is the human body. The virus attacks the respiratory system of a person, and it is where it stays inside the body of a person. Once the virus is in the body, it mutates and creates more of itself by infecting the person. Since the virus is respiratory, the portal of exit is also through the mouth and the nose. When this person sneezes, blows his nose, eats, or even speaks, the pathogens go through the mouth and nose and goes out of the reservoir. The mode of how the virus is transmitted from one person to another is through droplets in the air. Again, when an infected person sneezes, blows his nose, or even simply talks, the virus goes out of their nose and mouth and into the air. People who are close to that person may inhale the pathogen and will cause the other person to be infected too. But it may also be through fomites. These pathogens can then stick itself in anything outside the infected person, may it be a table, a paper, a chair, and this pathogen can live on the surface for at least 5 to 7 hours before it dies. Now, if another person held on to that paper or that table and bring his or her hand to her mouth or nose, then the pathogen now reaches the healthy person and makes them infected. Another way is through aerosol. Because these pathogens are small, air can carry these pathogens to anywhere, especially if it is windy or inside air-conditioned rooms where air just goes round and round, until these pathogens get to another person to infect. It is why we are asked to have social distancing of about 2 meters from other people. The way it goes through to infect others is through the mouth and nose too. It is why we are asked to always wear our face masks properly and to choose the right face mask to wear. Remember, we are protecting our nose and mouth so that the pathogen will not be able to enter. The pathogen does not go to our eyes, but because it is closer to our nose, we most of the time touch our eyes and then our nose, which is why we are also asked to wear face shield, not only to shield our faces from the pathogens, but also to make us avoid holding our faces whenever we are outside. We are also asked to disinfect our hands all the time because it is of human habit to always hold our nose and our mouth unconsciously. Susceptible hosts to say is everybody, but especially those who have low immune system. People with high immune system usually are asymptomatic. They do not suffer because their immune systems can battle with the pathogen. But people with low immune systems are the ones at risk. They are the old people and the younger ones. This explains why there is an age requirement for those who goes outside our houses and why you are at home taking classes. People also with existing diseases are susceptible. These are who we call people with comorbidities like heart problems, diabetes, respiratory infections like tuberculosis, pneumonia, or asthma, to name a few. Because they are immune compromised because of their existing illnesses, when the COVID pathogen gets inside their body, their systems lose control, and the COVID, together with their existing illnesses, works together to make that person suffer more. From that, I hope you have a greater understanding already of the disease we are fighting off. Now let's go to the prevention of the disease. As what I had said, people with higher immune systems will fight off the disease virus better than those who have low immune systems. So we need to boost our immune system by taking vitamins, eating healthy foods, and living a healthy lifestyle. Another is by using the right face mask and face shield. As I said a while ago, we are using face masks to protect our mouth and nose, and to be able to do that, we need to use quality masks. But having the right mask is not enough. We should always wear it properly, especially outside our homes. How can you protect your mouth and nose if you do not wear your mask properly? Disciplining yourself is a great help to fight off the disease. Another is choosing the right face shield. For me, the best face shield is the one that is closed on top like the blue one in the picture. In the mode of transmission, I've discussed that COVID can be aerosol. It can be in the air. If you are wearing a face shield that is open on the forehead part, then the virus can still get inside your face area. So wear the right face shield for your added protection. Frequent hand washing and disinfecting of the hand. We touch things around us every time, and most of the time, unconsciously, we touch our faces. If we touch something with the COVID pathogen, then it is most likely that we will get infected once we touch our faces. So make it a habit to wash or disinfect your hands at all times. Social distancing is another way if you really have to go out. Be mindful of people around you and make sure you are at least 1 meter apart. If you are able to touch the other person, then you are too close. Even our mano po is affected by the disease. Just do a fist bump with your lolo or lola. I think they will understand. Avoid crowded places. Again, be conscious of social distancing and do not enter establishments which are air conditioned and tightly closed because we are not sure about the health of other people who are also inside that store. A mere temperature check will not do the trick. Remember that there are cases that are asymptomatic. And lastly, stay at home. This is your best option to not get sick. Again, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. I know that you are tired of staying at home for a year already, but don't worry, vaccine is on the way. The best vaccine is the one that is available for you. Having a vaccine, whatever efficacy or name it has, is better than having no vaccine at all. Vaccines will not assure you that you will not have COVID anymore, but it will help you lessen the effect of the pathogen inside your body. With that, I end this lecture on COVID-19. I really do hope that you have understood every detail of this lecture and used these learnings in your everyday lives. This is the last lesson for health education for the third grading. The next links will be given in your FB group for the next lessons. Thank you, and I hope you've learned something from watching this video. Stay safe, everyone!